Greetings, welcome to Lemon Ultimate. You know, when I'm engaging in my automotive zooming simulation software, what I like to participate in is what I like to call mini endurance races. And the idea of these is that you take a 10-hour long endurance race or a 24-hour long endurance race and you condense it down into 30 minutes or an hour by setting the time scale simulation to 10 times, 24 times, whatever you need, but also the fuel usage and the tyre wear as well. And then that way you get the full endurance race experience, but without having to sit in this godforsaken rig for 24 hours solid. Normally I do this in Automobilista 2, but I figured I've been wanting to get more into Le Mans Ultimate, so I figured maybe we should try it on this game for a bit, just to kind of see if it works. So here we are at Bahrain.
Formation lab has started.
We're here at Bahrain for a half an hour race at 10 times time frame, which would be roughly a 10-hour long race in real life. So this should go into the night time. I've done no practice. I have no idea if the difficulty's set correctly, or really anything like that. Haven't worked out my race strategy or anything. I just wanted to jump in and do a nice relaxing half an hour. And we are, of course, here in the McLaren, because, of course, I'm in the McLaren. That's an illegal pass. Let's give it back. I'm really still trying to get to grips with the driving simulation for LMU. I really suck at it, but I want to be good. No hypercars on the grid today, just a straight up GT3 race, an LM GT3 race. With about one pit stop, I think it will have. Unfortunately, the fuel and tyre usage only go to 3 times, so... Bahrain feels a lot different in a GT3 car than it does on the F1 games. Missed my brake point by a long margin there. Could you have done that any more slowly? So right now I'm a good... how many seconds off the pace? Oh, 3 seconds. I think that's because I'm being held up though. My first track limit warning. See if we can keep it tidy. Feels a bit better with the brake bias more towards the rear. Nice. Glad to be clear of those. .7 more laps predicted on fuel. Don't think we'll need to take new tyres. It's also started to get dark. But yeah, I'm definitely slow on this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm slow on all racing sims, but this one especially, I just can't seem to get along with it. It's definitely a me problem, not a LMU problem. Don't get me wrong, but... I'm gradually getting the hang of it though. I think it's just practice I need. You can tell when you're next to that Mustang, can't you? That engine roar is orgasmic. I do really enjoy this game though. If you're after a simulator to play, this is definitely the one I would recommend. It's not even fully released in 1.0 yet, it's still in early access, but it's so good. A little dab of the brakes there was about half a second faster. Good to know. I think I may be ready to put the AI difficulty up a little bit more. I think it's at about 87, 88. I did start at 90, but they were absolutely obliterating me. Yeah, I'm like 2 seconds faster than P1. And oops, big oops. That's what I get for not paying attention. That was actually my new personal best around this track on LMU, so something's going in. Once I've got to grips with it a bit more, I'll try the online modes out. I may do that this week, actually, because it's at Monza, which I do like. But it's in the GTEs, which is a car that I get along with a lot less. But you'll never get good if you don't try, so... I just feel like I'm consistently driving under the limit. Which I probably am. But I'm working on it. This will be the final lap before the pit stop, I think. This will be the in lap for us. Not entirely sure how pit stops even work on this game. I've never done one before. Got a nice dirty windshield though. Hopefully the pit stop will sort that out. The sun's starting to set, the floodlights will come on at Bahrain. Jeez. That was a bit sketchy. Oh, okay. We got a pause. We got a pause menu. How much fuel do we need? What lap are we on? Yeah, I'm much faster than ever. Well, not much faster. This guy's doing all right. What lap are we on? I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of zoned out a bit. How much fuel do we need? I don't know. I don't know how much fuel we need. What lap are we on? It's 12 minutes left of the race. I mean, we can just take 100% fuel. No? Why not? Yeah, let's just take 100% of the fuel. I wasn't paying enough attention. We're on lap 8 of 14. so we can take 6 laps of fuel. So we'll take 7 laps of fuel. Right? Or should we take 8 laps of fuel to be safe? Let's take 90%. Sure, why not? What could go wrong? Having to work that out online is way more fun. Because you can't pause the game. We'll be working out ahead of time normally. Which is what I should have done for this race. Woo! Wish my car could float. It can float. Right, hopefully that's enough fuel. We had a very good pit stop. That's put us in P3. Maybe I should have... That's P2. Maybe I should have taken all of the fuel. Because that's what they've done. Also, that pit stop took so long, the sun has completely gone in now. Okay, so the AI strategies are just to fill back up again. Which is good to know for next time we do something like this. Hold everything. It may be a lonely back half of this race, I think. Unless I can catch up with P1. I need to brake earlier there, I think. Really feeling the cold tyres on this game. Really struggling for grip here. Okay, let's focus. Let's see if we can get some decent laps again. Because right now I'm going very slow. I think to make these mini endurance races a lot more successful, I'm hoping that they'll add more multipliers to the fuel and tyre wear, maybe 10 times. It goes up to 3 right now, which doesn't seem like enough. One pit stop in simulated 10 hours isn't too realistic. But it isn't too bad. You can do it at least, so it's a good way to get some practice in, I think. Although my lap times have massively fallen off. Bit too heavy on the throttle there. Yeah, I definitely overestimated the fuel here. Making that corner all kinds of wrong. Well, there we go. You can simulate an endurance race, kind of. Not too bad an experience. I definitely need to practice more on Le Mans Ultimate, though. It's just, it's something I'm not currently getting along with very much, but I definitely want to, so I'll definitely put more effort into it, I think. But that'll do for now, so I'll see you later.